The very essence of Wiccacraft, Wicca, or white witchcraft as it is sometimes called, is the phrase, "And it harm none, do what thou wilt," which is Old English. It simply says, you can do what you want so long as you don't harm another human being or animal. Let me first state this. The devil, which is the central figure of satanic beliefs, is the perversion of witchcraft, even to the point of taking the symbol of witchcraft, which is the five-pointed star, and turning it upside down. So the satanic groups, the devil worshippers, are to witchcraft what the atheist is to Roman Catholicism. Anathema, the opposite. Witches need implements, tools to practice their craft. In order to do so, there are shops, jewelers, and craftsmen who provide these services.
It's not making a profit, I can guarantee you that. We basically break even, and that's about it. This is a religious supply store for all religions. It carries the accoutrements for Judaism, Christianity, all phases, and the old pagan religions. Nuns come in and buy Rose of Jericho flowers. Rabbis come in and buy copies of the Kabbalah. You know.
Satanists are actually anti-Catholic. We're not anti-Catholic, we are pre-Christian. We're not anti-anything. We believe in the goddess principle, the earth mother, the mother goddess, that which gives forth life.
Middle of the 13th century, the old religion was practiced by the country people. Country people were called pagans, from the pagani in Latin, meaning simply people who live in the countryside. And it became apparent to the Pope at the time that the people who were worshipping in the old ways were worshipping an antichrist, a figure that the church created out of a combination of various elements from antiquity, such as Pan gave them the horns and the cloven hoof and the goat-like appearance. The persecution of people who were allegedly worshipping the devil, when in fact they were simply followers of the old religion who worshipped the mother goddess, started slowly at first in the 13th century, middle 13th century. It grew to enormous proportions as time went on. Millions were actually slaughtered in Europe, in Western Europe, in Italy, in England, in Scandinavia, all over. They were simply put to death, usually by fire, on the slightest accusation.
It's very strong and it's growing peacefully. There must be at least practicing witches, 800,000 or more. By the powers vested in me, from the mother that first began my cycle of the womb, by the powers of the first mothers, and on unto me, by this grace, I do consecrate the sacred water, so that all evil may be hence cast out, and only good remain. I do summon, stir, and call you up, O you mighty ones of the East, to witness the rites and guard the circle, in the names of Aradia and Cernunnos. This was for a couple that is getting married. There are rituals we use in the same candle image to heal, rituals we use to make an attraction. It works. May this candle of devotion be lit to the lovely goddess of love, Urzuli, so that she may bless this couple in happy marriage. May the spirit and love burn bright. So, as the cup is the female, and the athame is the male, and conjoined, they bring blessedness. The most immediate reaction I've ever received was, "You're a witch? Do you stick pins in dolls, you know?" And I'm like, "No." No, actually I don't, but if I did, it would be to heal you. I remember a time when my mother took me to the 5 and 10. I was 7 years old, and she says to me, "You can have anything you want in the store today." And what I wanted was a Buddha incense burner, and incense. And my mother went home and she says, "You know, I have to say there's something strange about the baby." My partner Carol and I wanted to bring more of the craft to the public. But we actually opened it up in dedication to the gods so that we could bring forth their name and their laws and the law of the land, loving the land. So it was actually opened up more as a dedication to the spiritual work that we have ahead of us.
Little basic things like that. My function is that of a high priest, a spokesperson, anything that a priest, rabbi, or minister of any other religion would do. I am perfectly entitled to put a collar on, but most of the time I'm just in dungarees.
Beam on us, O joyous greenwood, banish heavy-hearted hate. Accept our craft, O greatest mother. Let cheerful brightness be our fate. So mote it be. May the gods preserve the craft.
Good, as long as a person understands what the religion is.
And it's a religion based on ecology. It's preserving Mother Earth. The word witchcraft was derived from the word Wicca. Originally, Wicca meant the word wise one or wise woman, and it later on became bastardized into being witch.
There are conservative Catholics who believe within their heart that the pagan community doesn't exist, that we're just superstitious. The Archdiocese of Brooklyn obviously believes we exist. They've hired me to teach in Roman Catholic schools and paid me, and issued releases to the Long Island Press saying the only difference, and this is quote, the only difference between modern-day witchcraft and Roman Catholicism is witches do not recognize the supreme deity of Christ.
We're a deeply religious people. Religious, with ruined churches. No ministers, no priests, and children dancing naked. Oh, what is all this? I mean, you've got fake biology, fake religion. Sir, have these children never heard of Jesus?
In the Wicca Man, there is a maypole ritual that is extremely accurate as to the one we do today. It represents a fertility dance, meaning the ribbons, all right, are connected to a large phallic symbol. And the children are weaving male to female in and out. And what they're actually doing is as they stoop, they're representing planting seeds into the ground and showing it to grow. All right, so it's imagery again, sympathetic magic.
Oh, God! Oh, Jesus Christ! No!
What happened in the Wicca Man was that they erected a huge image of a green man. Why? Because they wanted their apples to grow. And inside this green man, they created cages.
No! No!
In this way, the imagery is accurate. What we do today, we use sympathetic magic, but we found we no longer need the use of sacrifice anymore because that time has passed.
There's no human sacrifice, etc. Witches believe in reincarnation, and a witch would believe in karma, the threefold law. So it would be impossible for a witch to do anything negative and not suffer because of it.
Accept our sacrifice and make our blossoms fruit.
Witches received a lot of bad hype from Hollywood over.
We have free training classes in any religions. You know, we've asked rabbis, ministers come down to and explain, you know, their religions to people that might have left those religions because of a misunderstanding with a particular person, not understanding what their religion really was. Because all religions are good.
The cruelty that happened during the Spanish Inquisition was pure evil. The fact that pregnant women were stripped, heads shaved, had alcohol poured on them, burnt alive, hung upside down. That's a horror. This is something that we still live with today. Rise. Rise high up into the heavens. As long as there are greater minds out there reaching for universal love, which is what witches are extending forth, we won't be hurt or driven underground again, but we will surface to the light and express our love. So be it ordained. The ritual is done. The movement of witchcraft is going through a renaissance period. It's happening because Saturn went into Sagittarius. In the next 2.5 years, we will see our religion. This is not a prediction, this is an accurate science of astrology. We will see a radical change in our approach to religion.
The involvement in earth religions, such as Wicca, will grow and expand and become much more public, and conversely, the misrepresentation in certain types of films will gradually disappear.